are now listening to the Fantasy Standard Podcast on Talkdown TV with P and Ryan.
Welcome to the Fantasy Standard Podcast on Talkdown TV. This is P alongside the Gail Gilbert of Fantasy Football Managers, Ryan. If you're watching, it means you're on YouTube, and we kindly ask that you drop a like and hit that subscribe button. If you're listening, it means you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audio Boom, and all other podcast platforms. We also kindly ask that you hit that subscribe button and leave a review.
What up?
What's up, Ryan? How you feeling?
I'm all right. I
have a sense that you're feeling better this week.
I felt good every week.
But
way better.
But it's a lot better. It's a lot better feeling.
Yeah.
With, I guess, before we jump into it, what I wanted to talk to you is because I expected a loss, and we're going to talk about that. I expected to lose pretty much all games, so I conceded. I was already I had already gotten my team. I had a team meeting. I told them, you know what, we're going to leave this week behind. We're going to focus on next week. So the whole day, I was actually at peace knowing that whatever I could root for my team and not my real team and not have to worry about my fantasy team.
Yeah.
I guess there's like a peace. And we spoke about not having to worry about lose, even though I was up. I felt like I was going to lose, right?
Yeah, no.
So like I anticipated the week just not feeling as the L's just sometimes that L just really doesn't sit right during the week. You know, you get over it, but it's nice to get a W and an unexpected one at that. But I wanted to talk to you about that, like how even though it's fantasy and you don't take it that serious, a win really like sets the mood for the week, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. It helps your enthusiasm. Not only that, I think unexpected wins help a little bit more too.
Yeah.
And not that you don't expect to win going into the week, because for the most part, I think everybody should. Mm-hmm. Not everybody's team could back that up, but you want to be more optimistic.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think once the matchup happens and the games are played and some of these players don't perform as well as you thought they would, then maybe you're like having these little side meetings and you're like, you know what, maybe this isn't the week.
where you get realistic in a sense.
Yeah. You're like, you know what? I was wrong. But again, like you said, when you can accept it and then whatever you get as a result, mm-hmm. If it is a win, you're like, you know what? I'm playing with house money here. I mean, you can't be upset at that.
No, it's a great feeling. Obviously for the other person, it stings a little bit, although like obviously it's a game, right? If you're ahead of 500, if you're above 500, then you're in good shape at this point of the season. If you're below 500, and I feel like I want to do this every time before we get into our like what we're going to recap for our league. It's extremely important to highlight points when we do the standings recap. Look at the points, not just how many points we've scored, but how many points against, just so you could see the quality of competition maybe that the teams have faced, or the managers have faced. There's a lot going on. We have COVID, so you don't know at any given week if a game could be postponed or canceled or forfeited, because that's still a possibility. And then you also have bye weeks that are playing a huge role, and imposed bye weeks because you have the Chargers that just went out. So there's a lot going on. I just wanted to make sure let people know that in terms of being a manager, if you're still in the race, you're in great shape. If you're still within the 500 mark, if you're winless right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, make a deal, figure out a way, stop waiting for the player you're waiting for. It's time to make moves because it's about to be over for you soon.
Yeah, we talk about. I've talked about it all season for the most part about not just worrying about so much about your record and wins and stuff, but if you're 0-5, 1-4, you should be freaking worried.
Yeah,
you're beyond that point. You don't have time to sit and hope things pan out and hope these guys develop. Like at 1-4, 0-5, you kind of know what this team is, and it's not scoring points because clearly you seem to not be able to at least win one or two matchups in a span of 5 weeks. So you should be
Yeah.
making changes to change that and just try to go from there. And hopefully, I mean, things get a little bit easier. But sitting back and praying is not it's not the route to go.
Yeah. I know you're if you're 0-5, 1-4, I know you're gonna have to weather through all of those bad trade proposals that you're probably getting right now. Like you're probably a Michael Thomas owner. You're probably a Saquon Barkley drafter, right? Like, and damn, that's funny because in our league it happens to be the case, right? So if you're holding on to certain players and they still have value, you need wins now. You cannot afford to wait. This is a PSA, a free message. This is a free message. You pay for messages like this.
Yeah.
You
The
have
message
to
is
make a
fucking
move
panic.
now. If there's a button next to you, if there's anything that says panic on it, hit it.
Yeah.
Call a couple of managers in your league, start putting out feelers, start making some moves. That being said,
The room is on fire.
yeah, it's not okay in there.
Yeah, it's not. It's not in the water. You need to put some water down.
You ready to go to our lights out recap?
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, a brief moment to recap the Lights Out Fantasy Football League. Lights Out League, where you never know what Nelson will do next.
All right, so before we go, we either have the trash bin, but I wanted to fuse our 2 cents. I'm going to give you the floor because this is also going to be the trash bin where you can talk your shit. I'm about to give you the floor right here.
I mean, it's just, what's funny, man? Things get real quiet when you win. And it kind of is a lot more boring. I'm gonna be honest.
Are you bored with?
I'm bored because nobody can talk shit now because the wins are actually translating exactly what I thought would happen when I was 0-2, and all I heard was all these jokes and all these little jabs and blah blah blah. Like, whatever, man. I'm not worried. I kept saying it. Why did I say it? Because I wasn't worried.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried. I wasn't saying it just as coach speak. Like, I looked at my team and I told everybody, I'm not an 0-2 team.
Yeah.
I'm not an 0-2 team. I've had some tough matchups and my players have underperformed. And with that being said, I've pulled off 3 straight victories, some harder than others.
Yeah, real quick.
Bit of luck.
Real quick. I remember you also saying, I'm 0-2, and there are other teams that are 0-2. We are not the same.
Yeah, and I mentioned it again today. I said we have the same record, but our records aren't the same. We just because you have the same amount of wins as me doesn't mean your team is capable as mine, or vice versa. You might have less wins than me, and your team might be better. Like that's not the case in this league, but that might be the case in some leagues. It definitely comes down to matchups, like you said. We talk about we'll touch on it when we talk about the standings and we talk about points against and sports and all that stuff, and that stuff matters. So, all in all, I want to say is it's kind of boring when you're winning, especially when people don't want you to win.
It's lonely up there.
Yeah, it's a lot. And again, I mentioned earlier, it's a little quieter up here.
Is it because you've moved into a quieter part of the neighborhood, or?
Yeah, I think I went from like the bad area to like the little more suburbs. I got
are you borderline like upper middle class now, or?
Yeah, I got a gated community. You got to like buzz in to get into the area. It's
wow.
We got police surveillance within the neighborhood. Like,
you got Starbucks in there or no?
I have a Starbucks in my house now.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
in my house.
Wow. So that's what it feels like to be up there. If anyone is curious,
and it's only getting more upgrades.
What I will say is that it's been fun so far, and I think that there's this one thing that I wanted to bring up in our 2 cents. Since you had your sense, this is our second sense.
Our senses.
Our second senses. There's a so-called what is it? Expose gate or dismantle gate or something like that going on. And I think that we talked about trade etiquettes, and I feel like as the Fantasy Standard podcast, I'm going to take HHM, our great commissioner's quote, and we're going to say the standard is a standard. So I feel like we should create one here. I think that we should be, or maybe this is a further discussion, but I personally have learned that maybe trade discussions should have a cone of silence, or they should be, it should be an unwritten rule where, you don't reveal negotiations.
Yeah.
From what I've seen is that even if I do feel slighted from the first deal, normally, because we do have a great relationship in this league, it's almost silly for you to even feel slighted, because most of the trade talks do begin that way. Right. So I think that, us exposing people's like, what would we call them? Bargaining tactics. I think that's a bit silly. Everybody, huh?
Or begging.
Or begging for running back in John's case.
There's begging tactics.
Yeah. But I'm gonna say that here on the show we support a cone of silence, or an unspoken agreement where trade negotiations are to be kept behind the scenes. So Pootie, you win. I absolutely do agree that maybe I do feel like a snitch a little bit, so I will accept my punishment.
You have learned.
Yeah, I've learned the error of my ways. I will accept my punishment. And you know what's crazy? That I have that the Fantasy Standard podcast has exclusive content regarding Dismantlegate that will blow this case open. But we've decided internally that we will not reveal that information.
Take the high road, and
we're gonna take the high road and hold it for a break in case of emergency situation.
Yeah, in case. Don't get stupid.
Yeah. Let's go to recap the games from last week real quick. Because again, as we alluded to, it was an exciting one. In the first game, it was myself and the commission himself, HHM, who I tell you, if you tell me you have Josh Allen and the Bills defense playing, and I have only 26-point lead, I tell you, you're going to win.
Yeah.
Based on the way. So I won this one 96-90, but I didn't expect this W at all. And like we talked about, this is a nice win to have, because my matchup next week looks super tough.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things that jumps out to me, he put up a good week. 90 points isn't the worst in the standard league.
You like that if you want to keep pace.
Yeah, 90 points is serviceable. It's not measly at all.
Mm-hmm.
Neither is 95, but based on what both of your teams are capable of, I know Lockett let you down, Jackson let you down, but being able to get somebody like Josh Jacobs, Layton, who we praised a lot this whole week, to turn up and just get everybody else to give you a balance, despite somebody like Zach Ertz giving you 0.6.
Yeah.
I think.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah. I think what went wrong for HHM, anything that could have gone wrong went wrong, especially going into that Tuesday night matchup, because we did have a game on Tuesday.
Right.
It started out looking like it was in the bag, and
you think about Sammy Watkins, who one would argue that maybe he could have caught 2 touchdowns in that game if he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the type of game it looked like. That Sammy Watkins 2 touchdown, pick him up off the waivers, and he picked him up and started him, bam, touchdown in one of the first drives. But he gets hurt. So that, he got the touchdown from him, but 24 receiving yards. So Odell, we knew Indy was going to be tougher, right? The crazy thing is that he's able to pick up a Burton and a Hines, and start a Naheem Hines, and still get points from him. You know what I mean? Where I'll start a Ertz and get almost 0 from him.
Yeah, you're not having the most success with tight ends this year. But I think going into was Monday night, you were up a good
26. 40. It was.
Yeah, and then to have
Monday night it was
Lutz.
41.
To have Lutz put up 15, you're like, oh man, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
I was looking at my next week's matchup.
Yeah, and then you expect Josh to keep doing Josh things, and for him to throw. He had a good game.
He had a good game.
Put up 22 points. That's not the worst in it, but it's not Josh Allen's. He's been killing it this year. And then
it's
also
not 2020 Josh Allen.
Yeah, and then for the defense to get negative points, that's just. I know. Talking about it probably doesn't it's not something that the commission wants to hear right now, but
Yeah.
it's the reality. And I mean, we're here. So,
But if there's one team that we know, be in it to the end, it'll be his. So,
Yeah.
GG's to you, my brother, man. That was a really good game. I didn't expect that. On to the next game, and it looks like the No Limit Soldiers, I guess they merged with another military base and got more recruits because 137 to 84 for Let's Go, man. I guess he didn't get his first victory as was predicted on this pod. Jared Goff and Robert Woods, that stack is still working, it's still going strong. Hopkins still hasn't really given him a letdown game. It's nice when you can plug in a Latavius Murray and you don't really need anything but like 5 points from him.
Yeah, wow.
Jimmy Graham, a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, who's an insta flex at this point.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway here, I mean, Goff did his thing. He's been on and off all year. Woods caught a nice long touchdown, but the defense, when you get 27 from a defense, you don't expect to lose any single week. That was big time. The Ravens in a prime matchup against the Bengals, you expected something big, but not that. So that's big time. CeeDee Lamb just keeps performing, man. He looks like a stud. Latavius Murray giving him something serviceable. I just realized that Let's Go left John Brown in his lineup.
Yo, you just took the words out of my mouth, and I just noticed that. I think that deems as the first warning of the year.
Yeah, like mistakes like that. You had no chance no matter what, but you really had.
That doesn't really change the course of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I look at Let's Go's team, and I don't see how he's ever gonna win a game all year.
And I mean, things are starting to look out for him with Le'Veon. If Le'Veon goes to a backfield that he can get some touches, that might change his team. Because look at Freeman. Devontae Freeman looks good in that offense.
Yeah, he's looking better. I mean, that's probably his only bright spot, to be honest, besides Mahomes, which we know he's going to be.
Yeah, and Singletary's taking a step back.
For Mahomes to win.
Yeah, 100%. Emmanuel Sanders looks more comfortable in that offense. I just, I will say that I know people have personal lives, but seeing things like John Brown, being left in there when all of us have busy lives and some have businesses, some are have families. I think the least you can do is set your lineup up or not put in an inactive player in there, right? But it's a warning, and again, there's probably a lot going on in people's personal life. But
again, this week it don't matter who he would have put in there. No Limit would have beat every single body in the league. So,
but let's just be mindful, people.
Yeah.
The next matchup we have here is, this is the Shooter's starting to be one of my favorite managers in fantasy, only because he's stepped up his troll game. I think he stepped it up, but this is Will going up against, last week his matchup was a whole bunch of symbols, but this is the Shooter. So it was 119 for Shooter and 73 for Will, man. His team fell flat on their faces, man.
Yeah, I mean, again, Will's running backs consistently just give him points.
Yeah, that looks good.
Literally.
And Waller, too.
Yeah, and he's just literally being held up by his running backs.
Yeah.
But in a week where the week before his receivers gave him the most amazing games in the world to put up 1.6 and 2.6, and his quarterback to fall flat on his face, it's disheartening.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, his opponent got a really good production from a lot of his players.
Yeah. Shooter he's riding a hot streak right now.
Yeah, 2-win streak from being 0-3 to now 2-3.
Yeah.
Doing pretty well.
Doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
you just patted him on the head just now.
Yeah, good job. Not bad. But to win 2 games in a row and still be in 10th place, good to show you.
Hey, man, but it's progress.
Baby steps. Oh, trust me, I know what he feels because for 3 weeks I had to be in the same exact spot, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But when you're built, and we'll talk about it in the standings, when you're built like some teams are built, some teams jump higher than other ones. for more reasons than just wins.
Yeah.
But now it's a good week. He put above what he was projected. I mean, when you do that, you're expecting to win. Thielen, Hill,
9 points for Mixon against Baltimore. Remember, we said he's gonna have to add some catching, and that looks good.
Yeah, 94 total yards, not bad.
Henry with that quarterback, he's always going to be a threat now.
Yeah, almost every single body scored on his team except Joe Mixon. So to get touchdowns from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of your 6 position players, I mean, you're pretty happy with that.
And
you should have put up more points, to be honest, but 119 is not bad.
Patted him on the head again.
Not
Damn.
Not bad. For what he's used to getting. I mean.
Next matchup is our number 1 team, Dead Presidents, who's now 5-0, 132 points against I don't know, there's no word for this. 62 points against your abuela's attorney. I guess they tried it out there, WNBA lawyers, because they put up 62 points.
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
I have no words. I just want to, I mean, obviously Dead Presence, we've been saying it all year, he has a good team. It's not a shock. He keeps
these two teams, did we mention or did it happen after we did the pod last week that they did a trade?
I think it might have happened after the fact.
After, right? Yeah. So these teams broke precedent. And speaking of like an unwritten, and this isn't unwritten because I don't really care, right? Like it's almost like, why would I want to trade with my opponent, right?
Yeah.
So this is I think in our league history, this is probably the first time that 2 opponents traded.
That's a fact. 2 opponents traded with each other a position for each other and started said position against each other.
He started them against each other.
You don't ever see that. But I mean, obviously one manager looks smarter than the other this week. We'll see.
Congratulations to you guys for breaking breaking a pro record. Hey, nothing really to see here. We already know how stacked Dead Presidents is. There's with your abuela's attorney, I guess they got to go back to the drawing board, get to the law firm and regroup, litigate. Litigate, get to work, guys. All right, the next matchup is Suicide Squad against the Whole Show. And remember when I said the Whole Show was going to turn it around because of just the team that they have, right? Like he has most of his core players are the type of people that they're going to bounce back quick. 137 points, and then Suicide Squad was 78 points. It was looking good Thursday night. It was looking good with Ronald Jones putting up 12.
Yeah, but it goes to show you that just one player can't win you a week.
Mm-hmm.
We said it all week. We knew Zeke was going to go off.
Yep.
And he has a good supporting cast around his team. When you have a solid floor and you have potential of a lot of upside.
Yeah. I wanted to, real quick, Taylor. I don't think Taylor is going to be the yardage monster that we thought he was going to be, maybe, if he got the job. But I do think that that defense is so good.
He's literally becoming Mark Ingram of last year.
And you know what? As a second running back, I take that.
Yeah.
Because
when you have nothing behind that,
you see him picking up, the running backs for depth and for hoping that maybe an injury or something, but you just hope that maybe these guys can stay healthy, right? Like I guess he has to, right? There's Watson's back in there. I don't think he'll ever take Watson out, even though there are rumors that Tannehill's on the trade block. Aside from that, anything else on this matchup?
Nah, man. Suicide Squad's still winless. He's trying his damnness to freaking get a win.
Yeah.
Keeps running into buzzsaws. People just keep putting up points against him.
Yeah. Hey, man.
He talks about matchups. He would have been Nelson this week.
Keep the hope alive, man. You're one of those managers that,
I give him props for trying, man.
Yeah. And he's got the quarterback, man. He's got the quarterback.
Got to eat for effort.
And then the last one, who I think we deemed the matchup of the week, it turned out to be a good matchup, not points wise, but just like suspense wise.
Yeah, this was the most
for the two of you. I know Balls Deep was going hard.
Yeah,
praying.
he just got the tip.
I was gonna say Balls Deep is going hard praying, yo. You know how terrible. Why would you change your name to that, bro?
Yeah.
Why would you go back?
This week he just got the tip in because He was not balls deep.
You see how bad that is.
His. I mean, look, I'm not gonna cap. Going into this week, and I told P all week, if I lose, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Because I had two of my best players on buys. I was forced to start players I wasn't really confident in.
Mm-hmm.
On Thursday to put up a donut. Like, you're going into the week like, you know what? I mean, you start having this conversation with your team like, guys, it's all right. It's all right. We tried our damnness.
Did you get criticized for that 0 from Scotty Miller on Thursday?
Oh, my Lord. Did I get criticized? That's another statement. But, I remain calm.
Yeah.
Like I said, I believe in karma. I don't like to talk trash until the games are over. Because, I mean, sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. And if you press your luck too much and you talk shit all day, they'll come back and smack you in the face.
Ooh.
That's exactly what happened with Balls Deep. The balls came back and smacked him in the face. All the shit he was talking. But I mean, to lose Dak Prescott, to lose Keenan Allen.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
his Hayden Hurst matched my Scotty Miller almost in a sense. So look, man, my guys came up. Derrick Henry, my first round pick, showed up.
mm-hmm.
I needed him to deliver, and he did exactly that.
Yeah, he did.
He made us win. I stole it on a bye week. I'm feeling really confident going forward. My two best running backs have been on buys already. I'm looking up here, man. I'm ready to just keep steaming through all these matchups because I'm not looking scared at all.
Yeah, I mean, let's go right to the standings then.
Yeah.
If you look at the standings now, we have Dead Presidents first. We have The Whole Show second. Why So Serious, who's Ryan's team, is third. I'm KFP on number 4. We got Balls Deep at 5th. No Limit Soldiers at 6th. Your Abuela's Attorney, 7th. HHM is 8th. We have Shoulder Shrug, the Kanye Shrugs, 9th. We have the newly named The Batman, 10th. He's coming for you, right? 11th, we have Suicide Squad, and 12th. Bringing up the rear, we got Let's Go.
Yeah, so if we look at streaks, right? I like to highlight people who are on hot streaks, not counting myself because I mean, we do this. So there's no surprise, but their president's 5-0, obviously. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Will starting 2-0, losing 3 straight. Those are tough pills to swallow.
Yeah.
We got the Bat starting 0-3, pulling off 2 wins back to back.
Yeah,
giving himself a fighting chance. I mean, the things are moving a lot in these standings. The top 5 almost looks completely different, or top 6 looks completely different than last week. Yeah, man. These
Except
points.
for first place.
Yeah, well, first place hasn't changed all year. It seems like.
But from 2 on, it's changed every week.
Yeah. One of the things that really stands out to me, and we talked about in the matchup, is Suicide Squad just having a go against 639 fantasy points. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I want to say something, though, because you see Suicide Squad with 11 moves, but then that doesn't count the trades that he's made. So he's been active.
Yeah.
But Let's Go with 7 moves and no trades. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, those are 2 0-5 teams that I feel the complete opposite about.
Yeah, they're different. They got the same record, but they're different.
Yeah, exactly.
Suicide Squad has faced some really tough matchups. Everybody that's faced them has really put up their best week.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it points against 639. I don't even think there's another team in the 600s. I don't think there's another team in the 600. Let's go, 599. But then again, 434 and points 4. So, you know, it's things are moving. Things are moving, guys. First place guy, it looks like right now he's running away with it, but hopefully he doesn't, because it's nice to keep things close like
hopefully
this.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, because it's nice. He has a good team, but I'm not gonna say that week to week he's not gonna lose. You know what I mean? Like that he's unbeatable, because recent history will show you we don't know that Dak Prescott's going to get hurt, right? Like, we don't know that Le'Veon Bell is not going to potentially be with another person. There's so many things that change. So right now he has the best setup, but we have no idea what's going to happen. What I'm saying is that I hope he doesn't run with it.
Yeah.
Right, because I like the records to be close for my selfish reason, right? Like for my personal reasons, I would like to keep the records as close as possible.
They are pretty. We got 7 teams that are 3-2.
That's crazy.
That doesn't say a lot.
Yeah, let's get into these matchups for next week, because I know
I forgot that there's games happening next week.
Yeah. The one thing that was changed, I think there was a few changes, right? Because now Buffalo is going to play on Monday night. That Thursday night that the Chiefs were going to play, and why we're releasing this episode a day later is that the Thursday night game got pushed to Monday at 5. Right? There is no
Thursday game now.
I'm sorry?
There's no Thursday game.
No Thursday, exactly. So that's the change as of right now. If no new COVID cases are announced, then we're gonna play the schedule as is. It makes it tricky to call some of these, not these games, because I feel like these matchups happen no matter what, but it's just as a fantasy manager, it just makes it so messy.
Yeah.
The first matchup I have for next week, and honestly, it's one that I'm nervous about. It's my team going up against No Limit Soldiers, who's getting Alexander Madison with Dalvin Cook's injury.
Yeah. I mean, no, Dalvin Cook hasn't been officially ruled out because Dalvin Cook is going to be Dalvin Cook, and
he does it, doesn't he?
He doesn't like missing games, so we'll see.
Yeah.
It might become one of those where Dalvin Cook is healthy and they're gonna just mess with each other, and they're both gonna do like about half decent and really just mess with managers. But
yeah, when I drafted my team, I noticed I like to either bunch up my bye weeks or I stagger them, right? So in my case, 4 of my important players have buys at the same time. That way I get them out of the way, but then I still give myself a shot to compete and put up points, right? Because the goal is that if I'm gonna lose, at least I want to put up points. I'm gonna be honest. I think this is one of the first weeks where I feel like I'm probably gonna lose.
That's how I felt last week with my buys.
Yeah. So I'm not excusing it. I'm gonna try to like put together a good team. I'm gonna call some managers to see if maybe there's a move to be made, right? Because that's also a possibility. But with the win last week, I feel like it's afforded me the chance to not be overly aggressive making moves.
Yeah, you're not pressed for wins.
Yeah,
I mean, you want to win obviously, but if you
I want to win this game, and my intention is trying to win this game, right? I'm not conceding it, but I'm just being realistic, right? Like, and Pooty will probably be like, he's just saying that because he want to win, and maybe I am, but no, I'm being honest, and seeing the makeup of his team, like Tanyan, it says 3 on his projection, but I have more confidence in him than I do Ertz.
Yeah.
Right. So
it'll be a tough matchup.
Yeah.
Again, some of his players are gonna have to underperform.
Mm-hmm.
He does have decent matchups. I mean, Madison having the best one, but it's not certain what is gonna happen in that.
Yeah, Hopkins going up against that Dallas secondary on Monday night. That's not good news.
And then he's got that Goff and Wood stack against San Francisco. What San Francisco team is going to show up? We don't know.
Nah, it's a division game, so you don't know what that's going to happen, what that means, right? But right now I got a Pooty winning this, and I'm being honest. But again, my disclaimer is I fully intend on fielding a team that I feel can compete, right?
Yeah.
It's not that I don't trust my guys, but if I want to truly just remove myself from picking and pick, like if I'm looking at these two teams off the surface, I'll say, Lamar, cute, whatever. But this guy has Madison, Woods, Hopkins, and Goff. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why you draft guys like Madison and Latavius Murray to get opportunities to start them in weeks like this.
Yeah.
That's why we reach for those guys, because they can pop off for 1 week and potentially give you 14 points. So good move on his part. I love that pick even at the beginning of the year. His team looks a lot more solidified with that in his lineup. It would look a lot more different if he didn't have that.
Yep.
So it'll be a good matchup.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, he has a lot more talent. You having to face a lot more stuff against the bye. So just based off talent, I'm gonna go with him as well.
Yeah.
But nothing is proven. You have to play the game.
And I can't wait to see what to hear. Hey Pooty, I'm waiting to see what meme or GIF you're gonna put in the chat when you hear this, because there's no ulterior motive. This isn't like a psychological ploy to try to get you to like let your guard down. You can trust me. Look, trust me. Trust me.
Bench your team.
Bench your team. All right, let's move on to the next matchup, because I feel like this is one of my favorite weeks. And when I look at all the matchups that are playing out, we got HHM going up against Dead Presidents. Now, if there's one week where I feel like Dead Presidents could run into because this would be an upset if HHM wins this.
Yeah.
Right. These are the type of matchups that HHM pulls off.
Yeah.
You know, like knocking down someone that's like a 5-0, or, you know, going on a losing streak and everyone writing them off and then bam, pulling off like consecutive victories. So he's getting Aaron Rodgers back. He's getting that stack with Devontae Adams. Now Julio is in the mix potentially against Minnesota. You got Kareem Hunt, who's getting all of the work, right? And then you got Henderson, who he got 2 touchdowns last week, so he's the red zone guy there, it looks like, right?
Yeah.
I'd imagine it would be Jared Cook in there if it wasn't if it wasn't a bye week.
Yeah. But
Burton looks good with Indy. And the fact that you can put Odell as your flex, it's a pretty good team.
Yeah, that Presidents has the potential to be without Dalvin Cook. Doesn't make on paper it doesn't make his team that much worse. Let's see, man. All his players, he has a lot of floor talent. He has no Metcalf this week, so AJ Brown came back and did AJ Brown things.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
Kittle, we don't know what's happening with that quarterback situation over there, so he's only going to be as good as their quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Showed last week. We'll see, man. We'll see. HHM needs a big bounce back after suffering a tough loss.
I don't know. I think that this could be. Let me see. We got Miles Sanders playing Baltimore, but does a tough run defense really affect Miles Sanders? Because look what happened in Pittsburgh. Yeah, and you can say it's a fluky play, but he was looking good.
Yeah.
Right?
They technically stopped him, but all he needs is one play when you're Miles Sanders. So.
Yeah, man, and he was looking good in the air. If he can't beat you in the ground, he's gonna beat you in the air. And Wentz likes throwing it to him, so he just looks good. And Kyler Kyler, I don't think he's put up an under 25 point fantasy game yet.
Yeah. And now he's playing Dallas. Oh my God.
Yeah, his lowest scoring output was 29, which he did 3 times. So, and now he's playing Dallas. So we got I'm telling you, this could be a high scoring one.
Yeah.
This could be a high scoring game right here. Dead Presidents is going to be over 100. That's a given, and he might be over 115. So that's what HHM's got to do this week.
Oh, that's facts.
Right? I'm gonna take HHM for the upset here.
Yeah.
Again, we like Dead Presidents a lot. That Rodgers and Adams off a bye against Tampa. Julio Jones, if Julio plays against Minnesota.
Yeah. I think one of the only ways HHM can win this game if Dead Presidents plays is they underperform and they play down to HHM's level, because if this is a game played in 115s, 120s, I just don't see how HHM can match that based off of this talent. He has good players, but he doesn't have 120, 125.
I'm going to get, based on his recent history in terms of scoring, because I don't think, let me see, put up 90, 109. I'm giving him his boom week. I think this will be one of them.
Yeah,
that's why I feel like he can compete and win this one.
Yeah, he's gonna need a really big boom. He's 9 points a week.
Yeah, but if you look at his players, you're not reading off like players like Swift, which is my lineup. You know what I mean? Like Kareem Hunt is a legitimate threat, and from Rodgers to Hunt, those guys alone could get him to where they're close to being 100 points.
No, I'm not saying he has a bad team. I'm saying for him to win this week, it's gonna have to be like,
and that's exactly. And I'm saying that he is going to overachieve this week. His team is going to boom this week.
Got it. I just don't see Dead Presidents putting up 110.
No,
it's impossible. So
exactly.
Unless he could be like 111 or 110 or like.
Nah, but I just feel like based on, there's no way.
Yeah,
his team is going to stay scoring 90 all year.
Yeah. No, I agree.
No, just like I knew the whole show was gonna boom up last week. I feel like this could be one of them for HHM.
Yeah, but the whole show has been putting up points every single week.
No, I know that, but before that, he put up how much?
No, I mean he had a bad week.
It was measly. I know that, but what I'm saying is, everyone's capable of putting up a week like that, especially him. So being that he hasn't done it yet, this could be a perfect week for him to do it. Yeah. This, and I'm personally predicting that this will be the week for him.
Got it. I'm not. I think their presence just has too much damn talent.
Yeah.
Until he his whole team employed and he doesn't put up over 100 points, it's hard to pick against him, man.
Yep.
It's too much of a damn good team. I want him to lose, trust me.
No,
like at least eventually, like, yo, lose, motherfucker. God.
I think also, like, to me, if he loses, dope, but if he runs away with it, like, that's one less person to really like we're gonna have 6 people in the playoffs anyway. So, I
just want to be able to chase him.
Yeah.
Let us at least be able to like tag you real quick.
The good news is that the rest of 75 of us are all tied with the same record. So but no, I'm got my eye on this matchup. Got my eye on you.
Yeah.
All right. So the next matchup I have here is the Kanye Shrugs going up against Let's Go. So is this the week that Kanye Shrugs get back on the winning schneid, or is this the week that Let's Go gets their first win?
I know he's a little hurt from Joe Burrow giving him peanuts.
5 points.
Yeah, and he's playing against the Colts this week, so that is a very tough matchup.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He has a good team. We all know his running backs are good. He has Chris Carson on the bye, Waller on the bye, so those are tough.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like
He made a move. There has been a trade though, so he's gonna get Mike Gesicki.
Yeah. That's true.
And he sent Malcolm Brown over to the whole show.
That was a great trade for him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like Gesicki.
No, absolutely, I love it. I think he made out in that deal. But Let's Go seems like he's just gonna keep letting go and trotting out the same lineup every single week and thinking it's going to be different.
John Brown's got to play some week, right?
Yeah.
you play him enough, eventually
he'll score.
Yeah. Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders on a bye for him, so that makes sense as to why. But let's go. Make moves. Let's go.
Get a fire lit under you.
Come on.
Jesus Christ.
Call 1-800 the Fantasy Standard if you need help, man. Come on. No, but again, the personal stuff aside, right? Hoping that's secure. Come on, let's go.
With all that being said,
yeah,
we don't know what his lineup is going to look like yet, but on the surface,
yeah,
he has a safest floor with Davis and Connor.
Mm-hmm.
You can expect points from those guys every single week. His receivers are always the toss-up. Like, are you going to get 20 from them, or are you going to get 2?
Yeah, and that Giants defense, a little better than people give credit for.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see, man. This is a toss-up. I don't even want to pick this game, to be honest.
I'm gonna pick Let's Go until he wins. Hey, Kanye Shrugs, you're my boy. You know it. Come on, bro. 0-5, yeah.
If Will, I know Will's spiraling off right now. He's in a lot of dismay over in his headquarters.
Yeah.
He loses this week, man. I don't know. The laptop's been thrown a couple of times.
The GM might get fired.
Yeah.
He gonna fire himself.
He's gonna have to change that shrug to something else.
A Kanye picture.
Yeah.
Just change your name to the Kanyes, the flaming Kanye.
I'm gonna just take Will, just because Let's Go just shows me he has no fight.
For the culture. That's why you're doing it.
Yeah, and I mean, I want Let's Go to win once, but I just don't think it's realistic.
All right. Moving on to one of my favorite, not on the gridiron or not on like the stat sheet matchup, but this is literally my favorite chat matchup this week. Aside from Pootie's matchup, because Pootie stepped it up. His trolling game is A1 right now. But I think that Shooter, to me, is the troll MVP right now.
Yeah, he's got some little thing going on where
he's good, bro. That's good.
It's like he's like antonym how do you say that, antonym?
And like the anti-hero.
Yeah. So whatever you're playing, he plays the opposite. Cute. It's been working for 2 weeks. You're gonna need a lot more than some little name changes this week. And not because you're playing me. If this was somebody else and you were playing against them, I'd be like, whoop, good luck. But I mean, he does have a good team. Let's be honest. They've been turning up. He's not an easy matchup. Not for nothing.
So you told him that you can't wait to see him flip-flop your lineup
And it's
all
already
week.
started.
And the good thing is, hold on, he put up a picture of a flip-flop and he's like, you Dominican, you know what these are for.
And then I sent them a belt right back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not scared of a flip-flop.
You know what these are for.
Yeah, I ain't scared of no flip-flop.
Yo, no, but again, this is going to be an entertainment matchup, an entertaining one all week. I feel like right through the end of the game. Tyreek Hill, I'm sorry. I feel like I owe you an apology. It's not that I doubted your skill, but I didn't think that you'd be this consistent. I think that we mentioned the consistency. Was it going to be there?
Yeah.
Well, it's there. And in the red zone, he's like one of the guys that is being looked at, and that's going to be there all year.
Seems like he gets an end around every single week.
Yeah, and then Thielen is, the guy. Every end zone target pretty much was Thielen, it felt like.
That's why I kept trying to argue with people that's why I would prefer Thielen over guys like Ridley and.
Yeah, no, I think that argument is overblown though, because if you look at their numbers, they're fairly all the same. So they're all good receivers. Is the moral of the story.
I still would take Thielen.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be wrong. And if I took Ridley, I wouldn't be wrong.
Oh no, yeah. Ridley's a stud, really.
Yeah.
But when I compared taking Hill and Thielen over Kupp and Ridley, I'm still taking these two guys.
100%. And the beauty of it is, bro, there's different flavors for different.
Oh yeah, of course. And that's why these aren't my team. These aren't my team. So.
Exactly.
Gurley, I wouldn't have those flavors,
low key, out of all of the trades made so far, Gurley has been one of the best.
Yeah, he's paying off recently. Looks like he's been drinking from the fountain of youth or something because his knees are regenerated.
And he looks quick. He looks, he looks comfortable in that offense. He doesn't look like he's really like trying, and he's running past everybody. It looks really good. I'm happy for Gurley.
Efforts too, because the Falcons haven't won one game yet.
Yo, for real, man. And you love seeing that from your running back, right? Like if you're gonna put up numbers like this and we're losing, like I'll sign up for that all day. Mixing RB1 numbers, I don't know if you're gonna really get elite RB1 numbers from him all year, but he will give you good numbers.
Yeah, he'll get 0 yards, and if he gets a touchdown, it'll be bonus.
Yeah. Miles Gaskin is in the lineup. Okay, I see you. You're finally giving him some props.
Yeah, because they're projection points, and he's playing the Jets. I see what he's doing there. I like it.
I see you. Is that San Fran defense vaunted still? Maybe. It could be, but I see you got your lineup set. It's pretty much like a no-brainer up and down this thing. Unless, that looks good, man. You got Big Ben in there, I see. You got like seven quarterbacks.
I think I can literally play any quarterback and I'll be straight this week. They all have decent matchups.
Yeah.
It's literally like a toss-up, but I'm not gonna get cute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing for a floor.
Yeah.
Curious to see who's gonna play a quarterback this week, because clearly he has Bridgewater on his bench and he doesn't feel confident in him.
Ooh.
After talking about selling him. So I can see him trying to pick a quarterback up. And I mean, wish him luck.
I'm gonna pick your team here. Let me see. Let me think. Yeah, I'm gonna pick your team, man. I'm gonna pick your team, only because for the very reason your team has also been one of those that you haven't really had your whole team yet. I know that a lot of people could say that too, but maybe I don't feel like maybe Andrews doesn't give you a touchdown this week, because I feel like the last few weeks he's given you those, but the rest of your team is so solid floor wise that I think in recent history, I don't even think he's got your average in points, right?
Who?
He's at 106, so that's pretty good, man. He's been coming up. This is gonna be a tough matchup, man. I got your team to squeak it out here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. I'm not expecting to blow him out. Like,
yeah. This is gonna be a tough
guy
one.
has ceiling guys.
Yeah.
Thielen and Hill, solid floors, but they
Thielen going up against Atlanta. I didn't even see that. Yeah,
I'm scared.
Yo,
I'm expecting him to put up a lot of points, but I'm hoping that these other guys can kind of like chill. But
mixing against Indy, that's a tough matchup, man.
Yeah, and again, that's my defense, so
that's a super tough matchup.
Help me.
Yeah, I got you. You know, you got. Let me see. Aaron Jones against Tampa is not a great matchup, but he's involved in a passing game, so kind of like move. And then Derrick Henry last year had 200 yards rushing against Houston in one game last year, so be careful there. Be careful there. Big Ben. One thing I did want to mention about that Pittsburgh and Cleveland game, and we'll get into it in our next episode. I am hearing that the Cleveland Browns are playing for Myles Garrett, whatever that means. So I don't know if they're going to try to put it on Big Ben. I don't know how that even makes sense when it was the backup quarterback that really was, I guess, mouthing off. But that's something to note. And, you know, it's a division rivalry. So that could be a high-scoring game maybe between Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Seems like Cleveland's been in a lot of high-scoring games recently.
Yeah, man. So maybe is this Pittsburgh? Oh, Big Ben at home. Oh man, home Ben. Go look at the last. Go look and check. I think anybody here. I'm not even gonna look it up. Go look at Big Ben's. Let me see. What number should I put? Should I do the last 5 years
at home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody could, let's look at this up together, and let's look at Big Ben's numbers at home the last 5 years, and see how he does at home and why he's there in the starting lineup. In that case, is there anything else for this matchup? Again, the thing that I'm most anticipating in this is the daily banter.
Yeah, I'm not having much to say. I just know that I feel confident in my team. I'm gonna remain confident in my team. I'm fully healthy this week. Whenever I have a full stack of my lineup, I'm putting it against anybody.
Yo,
to finish. So I feel good. I'm not gonna pick against myself because, like, in the words of somebody in this league, I ain't no
bitch. Yo, let's move on from that matchup because I have our matchup of the week. Suicide Squad going up against your Abuela's attorney. The 0-5 Suicide Squad going up against the 3-2 your Abuela's attorney, who it's looking like your bar license might be revoked here, buddy.
Yeah, malpractice, bro.
Malpractice.
What is going on?
Well, I'll tell you what. I feel better about this pick for the what were we calling it? Upset alert? Or
yeah.
So
man, Carl's
upset alert. Upset alert. This is it.
Yeah. He's got Frank Gore in his lineup this week with Kamara on bye.
Ooh.
So his starting running backs are Frank Gore and Jerick McKinnon.
He got that Brady and Godwin stack though.
Yeah, is Godwin even coming back this week?
I don't know, but maybe. We'll just put a maybe in there. I know that we're looking at teams, right, and how they're constructed. You know, I'm gonna pick Montgomery, Ronald Jones, and Adrian Peterson.
Oh, he got his revamped running backs.
All three of those guys were acquired via a trade.
Yeah,
that's how you do it. And he's getting 92 with New Orleans defense on a bye. So
so he's figuring out what he wants to do on defense.
Exactly. But Minshew against Detroit, not such a bad move. I mean, you know, Detroit hasn't proven they can stop anyone really. That Monday night game, Amari Cooper's been steady, just like Robbie Anderson's been steady. So I feel like wide receiver is probably a strength of your Abuela's attorney if Godwin is healthy, especially. But I'm just, this is it. This is the week.
So
the Bucs stop scared
and Suicide Squad to win this week.
Yeah, I'm picking both of those guys to win.
Wow.
Now, that being said, that might mess up my juju and my karma, and that's probably why I'm losing this week. That's the only reason I'm losing this week. Now,
So since you think you're losing, you're gonna support other teams.
yeah, I'm gonna manifest some like good energy for these guys. No, okay, so I'm not. It's not that I'm rooting against people. I just want these guys to get a win.
Yeah. Balance of power.
Yeah, let's get some. Because what I don't want is Let's Go is already like not making many moves.
Yeah.
Imagine if he gets eliminated from playoff contention by like next week.
By week 6.
Yo, it's gonna be terrible, man. Like, but I got the 0-5 guy. I got Suicide Squad winning this game. I like his matchups. I like his running backs are really good too.
Yeah, I do too, man. I really do like his upside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll see, man. It's gonna be a close game. This is gonna be like in around 95-100 range. Mm-hmm. Whoever can get to 100 points might win this one.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see, man. We'll see what Brady shows up. Is it Brady with 5 touchdowns or Brady with 1 touchdown or 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, and an interception Brady, like turnover Brady. Let's move on to the last matchup that I have here, and this is a balls deep going up against the whole show, not like a little bit of it, not like half of it, the entire show. Projections are 114 for the whole show, 100 for balls deep.
This might be the matchup of the week officially. The other ones,
I gotta give my guys a bone, so that's why I thought I gave him the.
This is the real matchup of the week. The other one's like
that's the junior version. That's you know how when you're playing spades, you got the big joker and the little joker. This is the big joker.
This is the big table. The other one's the little table.
The other one's the little joker.
Man, balls deep.
Okay, so balls deep loses Dak Prescott, but remember we mentioned that Cam Newton deal. Initially, I was like, well, you're never gonna use Cam, so it benefits the league, right?
Foreshadowing.
But Cam Newton, newly installed in his lineup as a replacement for Dak Prescott. I mean, you can pick up people on the waiver wire that on a week will probably give you like a boom week, but you could do worse than Cam as your backup.
Facts.
Edwards-Helaire, do you feel like he's been a disappointment?
I mean, he hasn't done anything since week 1. He's gotten yards, but I don't think he's scored, right, since week 1.
Let's look.
Yeah, hasn't scored since week 1.
And apparently he's had the stat, thanks to our stat department, Pooty Unlimited. Apparently he's had amongst the most chances
inside the 20.
I'm trying to find that stat. And he hasn't converted on any of them.
No, that's facts.
Okay, so Clyde, here it is. This is from our stat department at Pooty International. We have Clyde Edwards-Helaire has 0 touchdowns on his 15 carries inside the 20. Every other running back with at least 14 red zone carries has multiple touchdowns.
Sounds like Pooty was reading some articles.
Yo, Pooty, we need the link. We need to connect.
Yeah. Connect. Who's your plug?
Who's your source?
Yeah.
No, but thank you to the Pooty Sports Bureau for the stats. But we have Antonio Gibson, who's finally, I think what's gonna happen with Gibson is he's gonna be a mini CMC mini in terms of like production.
Not right? A Big Mac, a Mini Mac.
Mini Mac, yeah. He's gonna be like your more passing yards than rushing yards, right? Like he'll still get his chances for both, but he'll be the lead guy getting most of those touches. Although McKissick is getting some touches, but you like what you see out of Gibson.
Nah, for sure.
Drake, that 10 is super generous, bro.
Yeah, he fell into the end zone last week and made him look a lot better than what he was. They gave him a pity touchdown. Again, look, man, I'm gonna be honest. John's team looks very good on paper, and it's been putting up points every single week. There's been things changing in Atlanta. They got a new head coach. We don't know what's gonna go on. We know that Matt Ryan's gonna keep continuing to throw the ball, and it seems like he keeps throwing it to Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. Cooper Kupp against San Francisco. Like he has some good matchups. Cowboys might have to rely on Zeke a lot more.
Yeah, and
Kelsey, which is always a good
thing. You saw what happened with Zeke. As soon as Dak went down, I think they
put the game on his back.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good matchup. Again, when I look at this, I think Balls Deep has to play up to keep up with John, and it's not the other way around. So that's how I go into looking like, okay, when I look at matchups, that's what I'm looking like. All right, who has to play up? Who has to have a bad week? Who has to have an amazing week? And it seems like Balls Deep has to have an amazing week to be able to keep up with John's like floor. So, I mean, John, this is gonna be big. The second place team and third and fifth place team, both 3-2. It's gonna change the landscape a lot.
All of these games are gonna change the landscape.
Yeah. Everybody's 3-2, honestly.
Yeah, all of these games. I like this matchup. I think that floors. We're talking about floors.
Not LaFleur's.
Not Matt LaFleur, right? The whole show to me has got the best floor, so I'm gonna choose him based on that.
Yeah.
Hilaire against Buffalo, maybe that's a matchup that he finally gets another touchdown in.
Hilaire's been close every single week. He's a great talent.
Yeah, no, there's no denying it. It's just you're a little disappointed that he's had all of those touches and he doesn't have a nose for the end zone. That scares you. You got guys like Priest Holmes, for instance, right? You remember Priest Holmes? He had a nose for the end zone. Willis McGahee had a nose for those guys like Marshawn Lynch. They had that nose, like LaDainian Tomlinson. I'm not saying this guy is it, but the way they were selling Hilaire to be.
Yeah, and when you really think about it, the one touchdown that he did score week 1, and we'll talk about it in the matchups. It was a long run. It wasn't something that was inside the 5.
Yeah,
once he runs into bodies, he's getting knocked down.
Yeah, super elusive. The guy can catch, he can run.
Yeah,
and
I mean, he gets Cam this week, maybe another running back. So
yeah,
COVID-free Cam.
Well, he'll feel our pain. Those of us that have to rely on running quarterbacks.
Facts.
That's not Dak Prescott. In that I'm gonna go with the whole show here with this one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And it's no slight to you, Keith, or Balls Deep, or whatever the hell you want to call yourself. No, I think we got through the matchups, man. Is there anything else I did want to highlight something that happened. That's something that just hit my table. And I need to report it. We just got the results for the latest biggest blowout. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Dead presidents blew out your Willow's attorney by 69 points. The worst was that win margin is more than the actual points that he scored.
He beat him by double than what he scored.
No, not only did he double what he scored, but his point margin is more than he scored. So it's even worse.
No, I mean, but if you double up 62, that's less than 132. So it's double. He beat him by more than double his score, and obviously it shows because he got beat by 69 points.
Dude.
Yo, yeah, nah, man, you gotta. I mean, he spoke about it already, so he knows his team.
Look over here.
I thought I would never seen anybody get blown out more than I saw Pooty get blown out last week, and man, Pooty. All right, man, you're not that bad. You're not that bad. Nelson, you are bad. You are really bad. I thought Measley was 72.
Nah. We got to find. Hey, help us in the comment section below. We need to find. Okay, so I think that in this show, we need to determine what we're going to call certain numbers. So if you put up an 80, I think that's Measley, right? I think we've established that 80s is Measley.
80 and below.
80 and below. No, because I think 70, we can call it like puny.
Yeah. It's really bad.
60's got to be something worse. What can it possibly be?
We're gonna have to do some research.
Yeah, help us.
Give us some comments below.
Yeah,
and let us know what y'all thinking. And then we'll go from there and we'll mention it in the next episode. And hopefully nobody else gets blown out by 65 next week, so we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah,
like go up every single week.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm super excited for this week coming up. It's been a little difficult and weird, and it's fun that no one's really been like, F this is too much, like everybody's rolling with the punches. I just think it's good to have this healthy distraction, especially since we can't really leave our houses and go where we want to go. But You have anything else before we close it out, man? Oh, we have again, we in the comment section below, if there's anything that we've discussed that you want to chime in with, we'll chat with you, we'll respond. Also, the fantasy standard tfs@gmail.com, that's our email. You can hit us up. If you've been following our teams, let us know what you liked about this, what you don't like. If you want to interact with Ryan or myself, we're both on social media. Our handles are right under us. Again, like, subscribe, and share. And leave a review if you're on a podcast platform. That's how we know how we're doing, and it also shows other people the quality of our work. Right? You got anything else?
Nah, man. Said it lovely. Be back next week. Different week. Hopefully, same energy. And we'll go from there.
Nelson, look at me.
Right here.
62 is unacceptable. You hear me?
Yeah, do better, man. Do better, man.
We believe in you.
Fire those attorneys.
Fire all of them.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, peace, everybody.
Peace out, guys.